But unlearning fear is hard, and accepting love is probably harder. But it's like, but no, wait, listen. That'd be great if I could unlearn fear and if I could just accept love. Well, it's like often when I'm working with somebody for one-to-one work, and particularly if it's a physical thing, often it comes, particularly if it's a physical thing that's been going on for a long time, they've gone through lots of other therapists and worn them out and kind of like not got anywhere. And we've been going along, and they've been improving and improving and improving. And often we'll get to a point of wondering about what is the payoff for the sickness. And the timing of this is very important, because at the wrong time, particularly if the person's in pain, they're like, there's no payoff to this, and they'll kind of bounce out of the process. So the timing is right, and I'm hoping you're not sick when you're hearing this, but it's good to kind of think about it, because often the person will discover that there are reasons why, and you can get to them when you kind of think about, well, what would it be like if I was completely better? How would that be? And then around the edges, you can begin to sort of see, oh yeah, I'd have to meet all these expectations. I'd have to live up to my potential. I'd have to whatever. It's a bit like the idea of winning the lottery. Most people kind of would go, oh, how would you feel about winning the lottery? Oh yeah, that'd be good, I think. It's a rare the person would go, no, winning the lottery, that's not for me. Most people would go, yeah, great. But if you think about what it would be like to win the lottery, whatever the size is, the bigger the better. Initially, there'd be a bit of a party on the inside. You'd be like, oh, it'd be great. I'd be able to do this. I'd be able to buy that boat or whatever, the car, pay off this thing, pay off that thing, give money to my family, help out whatever charities, whatever. And then it's like around the edges of that party, you begin to notice the anxiety. And you go, yeah, but then people would know that I was very wealthy, and then they'd ask me for money, and initially I'd probably give it to them, but then at some point I'd have to say no. I'd have to say, no, sorry, I don't like that. Maybe people would try and rob it from me. Maybe they'd kidnap my kids. Maybe they'd kidnap me. Maybe they'd kidnap my partner. I'd become a bit of a target. They'd see the boat in the driveway. They would think, oh, this person's got money. I'd have to build a big wall around where I live. Maybe I'd have to move away from my neighbors, And the more you go into it, they're like, oh, wow, there's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of cons to this being very wealthy thing, So it's kind of the same with unlearning of fear, You kind of go, well, but fear has kept me safe, Like, I don't like it, but it's got me out of some, or made me avoid some potentially dangerous situations. Maybe it's not so bad. Maybe just a little bit of fear, practical fear. But to unlearn it all, which is what this meme is saying, the spiritual journey is the unlearning of fear. That means, what would that mean? What's the anxiety? I'm afraid about the idea of not having any fear. That means I'd be like a baby, but well, babies have got their own little fears, but I'd be just very exposed. I'd be, and then the acceptance of love. We think, oh, that'd be good. There's nothing wrong with that. But really, I think it's a matter of degrees. Okay, the acceptance of love is a matter of degrees. But when you put that in the context of the spiritual journey and the acceptance of love, it's not like, oh yeah, I think people like me. Oh, I think my partner kind of loves me. Yeah, I kind of, but it's difficult, They love me mostly the way I want to be loved, but then there's all that other stuff that they do, it's way beyond that, into looking around and going, everything, everywhere my gaze falls is a reflection of love, that I am loved, you know? Like this person earlier on was talking about God and not connecting with God, but this thing of like, what I wake up to every morning is this outpouring of love towards me. Sounds lovely, but that is like putting your head in a wind tunnel. Or if you really, like, really let it in, you see that every little, if you see that everything has been made for you, every little blade of grass, in an extremely intimate way. Now, I should add that in my knowledge of what people call God, it's it is that intimate, but it's also incredibly impersonal. So it's not like mommy and daddy loving me. It's just raw love, if you can see it. And to really see it, it sort of blows your circuits out, you know. So again, little meme, spiritual journeys, the unlearning of fear and the acceptance of love. Oh yeah, that sounds lovely. But to actually live that, it's intense. It's very intense. And a bit like what I was saying with the person at the beginning about going down the spiral, it's a matter of, you can unlearn a certain amount of fear and you can accept a certain amount of love, and then you sort of drop down another layer, and it's like deeper acceptance, deeper unlearning, deeper love. And it just keeps going and going, which is great. The more you look for it, the more you make it your business to unlearn fear, the more you go deeper into it, and you get into deeper and deeper and deeper fears you didn't even know were there. And the same with love. The more you accept it, it goes deeper and deeper and deeper. So, yeah, pretty powerful, this one.